Alright people, so actually two people requested me to do this video. The first was, stop. No, that's my dog. And I tried to make a video and like 1 minute through that he got into my shot. So you're not going to get in again, alright? Alright, but anyway. WWE analyst on YouTube and Jermaine Richardson on YouTube also requested me. They both requested me to do this video. Alright? So it must obviously be a pretty popular subject, I guess, in the IWC. Probably not, but not for me at least. But I guess some people might find it interesting. So Rey Mysterio supposedly released, and this shocks me, a little bit. I guess, when I watched Rey Mysterio, I always thought that he was even like a year or two ago when he was wrestling. I thought he probably wasn't as good as he used to be, but I thought he was still a good wrestler, a decent wrestler, But it amazes me, they always, like, after the network started failing, the company started to take a shit. They're like, oh, we gotta fire all these people and it's like, why wouldn't you get rid of some guy like Kali, which they eventually did, but in the beginning, why wouldn't you get rid of him? Why wouldn't you get rid of, fucking like Hornswoggle, El Torito? I mean, what's the point of those people around here? Or like Oksana, who they waited for. I believe. I think they got rid of her quite a while ago. But I mean, there's just people around this company who you're like, why the fuck are they even here? That's what I feel like. Why the fuck are they even here when they fucking are just horrible wrestlers? So anyway, and you could use the excuse, oh, Rey Mysterio's old. So that's why they released him. Why is Big Show still there then? Why is Mark Henry still there? Why is Kane still there? I could go on and on about, that's bullshit, Yeah, WWE should invest in younger talent, I believe. But I think that if you're going to get rid of Rey Mysterio, you should get rid of Big Show, Mark Henry, and Kane as well. Because Kane's like fucking 47. Big Show's in his 40s. Mark Henry's in his 40s. How old's Rey Mysterio? I'm going to look that up right now. Rey Mysterio age. I'm pretty sure he can't be that old, can he? Let me look it up. And I know he's gotten a bunch of injuries, but I mean, still. You should still drop more people in front of Rey Mysterio than Rey Mysterio himself. Rey Mysterio age. Let's see how old this guy is here. He is 40. So not, horribly old or anything like that. I mean, Kane's 7 years older than him, for crying out loud. Sting's 15 years older than him, and he's in a motherfucking main event. And he hasn't even wrestled in a year. That tells you something right there. So, I mean, you look at all the guys that are older than Ray, who they still have. You figure that they would have kept Ray, but, I mean, it would be fine if they were actually releasing guys like Big Show and Kane if they released Rey Mysterio as well. But they're not. So why release Rey Mysterio when Rey Mysterio is probably a better wrestler than fucking Kane and Big Show? And again, Rey Mysterio is getting injured. I believe he was drug tested and failed. So I totally understand why you would get rid of Rey Mysterio if you would also get rid of Big Show and Kane and Mark Henry and all those old motherfuckers who should retire. So it just doesn't add up to me. It doesn't add up why they would only release Rey Mysterio. Nobody likes Kane. Nobody likes fucking Big Show. Nobody. I mean, seriously, who the fuck likes Kane anymore? Maybe like 20 years ago, I always ask people who say, I will get an occasional person saying, oh, Kane. I love Kane. Stop bashing Kane. He's a legend. I'm like, why do you like Kane so much? And they're usually like, oh, well, 20 years ago he did this. 20 years ago he was a great... I'm like, yeah, that was 20 years ago. How about now? He fucking sucks. Alright? So, and I already heard, why even keep Rey Mysterio around, though, if you're not even going to have him wrestle for a year? I believe he was medically cleared to wrestle. Why are you paying this guy money if he's not even fucking doing shit? Why keep him around, then, if you don't have any plans for him? What's the point? What's the point of just wasting money? And then a year later, get rid of him. Just get rid of him out of the blue. I mean, what was the reasoning for that? I don't know. He was doing, like, Spanish announce table. I mean, are you kidding me? You shouldn't have a wrestler fucking announcing like that. I mean, that's kind of lame to do that. But, I mean, I thought that Rey Mysterio still had, you know, some decent wrestling skills. And I hear he's already scheduled in the Indies, so good for him, you know. Good that he's still wrestling. He obviously is, you know, still capable of wrestling, it looks like, at least. You know, just because he is wrestling in a match doesn't mean he's capable. I mean, just look at Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan from, you know, wrestling at fucking, you know, in TNA against Sting. So, we'll see, you know, how good he really is still, I guess. I mean, I won't be watching him, but I mean, some people will. But I mean, yeah, good for him. You know, in WWE, he obviously wasn't wrestling, so now he's wrestling in the Indies, so good for him. He's, you know, maybe he'll go to fucking, you know, the same route Del Rio went. And I hear Del Rio's doing great, too, so good for Del Rio. It's like, Del Rio's like, yeah, I'm making more money here than I am in WWE. I'm like, well, I mean, does that add up to you? I mean, that just tells you right there that the Lucha, or the AAA, or whatever the fuck it's called down there, they respect their talent more than WWE. You know, if they're making bank compared to WWE wrestlers, I mean, what? Something's fucking wrong there, because AAA is a lot smaller than WWE. You know, AAA must respect their wrestlers. They must respect their, and that's good. You know, that's good for AAA, or whatever the fuck the company's called. They actually have respect, you know, from their wrestlers. The wrestlers probably like the promoters or their bosses because they get a good pay. But WWE, look at here. Look at here, Vince McMahon. I mean, obviously Vince doesn't pay as much as AAA, which makes no sense since Vince is way bigger. So that tells me that Vince should probably be paying more, or accommodate, because I believe Del Rio's like, yeah, we only have to fight a few times a week too. So, and that's what I've been saying too with WWE. Or was Del Rio said once a week? I believe he said he had to fight less than he did in WWE, and he made more money. And I'm like, that's what I've been saying too for Vince to do. Cut the live events. Cut them. Because you hear people, oh, I'm so sore. I'm not, and I'm not saying that they're being pussies. I'm saying that the live events obviously take a big toll on the bodies, so cut the live events. Only a few thousand people watch live events. What's the point? Cut them. Cut the live events altogether. Maybe have a few, you know, every year in major cities, but that's it. You know, have like 6 a year in major cities: New York, Boston, Los Angeles, etc. Chicago. It's, you know, you get what I'm trying to make. So there you go, Pete. That's kind of my thoughts on Ray getting fired or released, whatever. I mean, if they fire Ray or get rid of Ray, they should get rid of Big Show, Kane, and Mark Henry, and all those other old people who don't deserve to be around anymore. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on Ray getting fired.